Okay, well now we're going to do worksheet 3A. And the first question is, one, a political candidate knows that 45% of the voters are Democrats and 40% of the voters are union members. If all the Democrats and union members vote for the candidate, does it follow that she will get at least 50% of the vote? No, it really doesn't. What if all the union members were Democrats? So we'd still just have 45% of the vote, and so there's no guarantee that the Democratic candidate would win. So number two, determine whether the percentage in the following statement is used to express a fraction, to describe a change, or to make a comparison. And if you go to page 129, actually 128, 129, and so on, that will be explained, and it's really quite simple. So in this case, in the 2000 presidential election, here's the issue. Approximately 90% of African American voters cast their votes for Democrat Al Gore. Well, that percentage is being used in a fraction, as a fraction, 9 out of 10. There's no comparison being made, nor is there a change being made, so it's a fraction. Now let's do number three. The price of a gallon of regular gasoline rose from $1.25 to $1.40 on Friday. Find the absolute change and the relative change. So absolute change, by the way, this is well, let's talk about absolute change. The the new value minus the old value is the absolute change, ABS change. And to find the percent change, the new value minus the old value divided by the old value and times 100% is the percent change. Very simple. Test questions here. So anyhow, we want to know, and this is number three, the absolute change in the price of gasoline. So $1.40 minus $1.25, and that difference will be the absolute change, and that's just a 15-cent change. So this is the absolute change. Now, if we divide that value by the original, or the cost at the start, which is $1.25, the old value. Now, all the dollar signs divide out, multiply by 100%. When you carry that out, you get a 12% change. And so that does it, and that's going to pop up again. Let's do number four. If Kenny earns 142% of Benny's salary, how much more does Kenny earn than Benny? Well, we can use the same thing again. We can use the change. So 142% minus the new old value, which is 100%, or Benny's, equals a 42% change. So how much more does Kenny earn? He earns 42% more. Let's see. Finally 5, and then let's do 5 and we'll take a break. So if the balance in your bank account increases by 1% during the first half year and 2% during the second half of the year, does it follow that the balance has increased 3% over the entire year? Well, let's check that out. What if we had $100 in the bank account and we multiplied $100 by 100 times, and by the way, times 1.01. So that's timesing the 100 by it, such that we get a 1% increase. And when we multiply that out, we get 100, and then bring this 0, put it there, and multiply by 100 again, by 1 again, I beg your pardon. Now add them up, 101.00, so we have $101. Now we'll multiply that 101 by 1.02, because 2% plus the 100% you started with is 1.02. So multiplying by 2, we get 202. This 0 goes there, and we multiply by 1 again, and we get 100. And we add these up. I beg your pardon, 101. 1 times 101. Add them up, and we get, oh, and this should be a 2. 2 times 1 is 2. There, we've got it. Add them up, and we get a 3 and a 1 and a 0. So look, that's $103.02, which is greater than $103. So you made more if you get 1% in the first half of the year and 2% in the second half.